Good morning. Today is Thursday, May 30th, and we are on our way to go see Mary. Oh, the way these cars park here. We're such abandoned that they don't care that I'm backing out. But we have two birthdays today. Today is Bonnie Wynn's birthday, so Bonnie, thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bonnie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday, Bonnie, but I'm going to have to fix my phone here. Let me just pull over here for a minute because it's not right. It's annoying me. Let me fix it. Not that much better, but a little better. But today, we're celebrating somebody that didn't really want to celebrate their birthday today. They told me in the comments yesterday, Jackie, you didn't really want to celebrate your birthday, but I told her it's the one day a year. It's all about you. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jackie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday today, even though you didn't want to celebrate. I'm chewing some gum this morning, which I usually don't chew gum. But I woke up with a little bit of an upset stomach. I ate too late last night, my dinner. And it just kind of laid on my stomach. Because I did go to bed earlier. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep. I had a lot of stress not sleeping and that. Mary's making a turn for the better again, so that's good. So, I'm sleeping a little bit more at peace, although not so much last night. Because Mary kept hitting the redial on her phone when she was trying to turn the phone off. And she kept calling me. So she called me like 3 times last night, and finally at 3:30 I said, Mary, put the phone down. Take it out of the bed. Put it on the table. And she says, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I hate to keep waking you up. And I says, I know, but it's getting to be annoying now. Chewing the gum is getting annoying too. So I'll just throw that away when I get to where I'm going. So one of the bad things about my air conditioning is, well, the good thing is I got air conditioning now. And the bad thing is even when it's turned off, it's still kind of blowing a little bit. And today it is, oh my gosh, they need to cut this grass over here. I can hardly see to make my move. But right now it's 58 degrees. They're saying it should get up to 70. But I could have went. But there's a big old truck coming. I know the guy's behind me. Well, you know, when he gets up here, he'll see what I'm dealing with because this grass is more than knee high. Because it's high. I could have made it again, but I'm not cutting in front of his bus. And he only has 10 more seconds before the light turns green. So I'm just not gonna. It's not worth it. My life is more important than worrying about the guy behind me. And he's going to say, oh, bold move. He made a move. He made a move. But I swear the grass, they're going to be building a gas station there, and I guess the people that own the property think, what the heck, it's not my property anymore. Because I would say it probably was up to my waist, easily up to my waist, and I'm 5'9". So that shows you how high that grass was. But I started watching on Hulu. It's a series that was on FX called The Veil with, I can't think of what her name is. She was in The Handmaid's Tale. The blonde actress. I can't think of what her name is. But anyway, it's pretty good. It's very complicated, and you got to really pay attention to it. Something Moss, I think, or not Kate Moss. Oh my gosh. It's going to bug me. I'll put it right here because that's bugging me. I know you know who I'm talking about. I knew you. Planes, trains, and automobiles. I can see her. I can see her name and everything, and it's just like, just staying up in my head. It's just not. It's not moving over. I don't know if this truck wants to come over or not. He had a signal on for a hot minute. Let him over. Um, I'm not in a big hurry to get to where I want to go, but I want to get to where I want to go. But I know how. At least he's making his move now before he gets right on top of the expressway to get over. I hate that. I hate when cars do that. I guess I'm too aggressive of a driver. I try not to be, but I am. Um, well, we have a meeting today. That's why I'm going so early. I had to set an alarm clock to get up today. um, with Mary's coordinator at the nursing home, just to map out her what do you call it, her plan and her future plans and all that. Uh, she does have the apartment, but I was talking to this really, really fantastic. Um, it's a skilled nursing home and it's a rehab center and it's also um, extended care type of a facility. My sister Sue was in there probably maybe 6 months before she passed. She didn't pass because of poor care, because one of the reasons we want her to go there is because of the excellent care that she received there. My sister-in-law Barb, who was Jim's sister, was there for a month after knee surgery. She's a very, well, not now, but she was very obese at the time, and she didn't do really well with the rehab, regular rehab, so she had to go in there. The bad part about that was she was in my sister's room where my sister passed. Thankfully, not in the same bed, but it was so close after my sister passed. My sister passed in March 8th. No, not March 10th, rather. She passed March 10th. And then Barb was in the facility in May. So, I mean, it was pretty close. So that was hard when I had to go in there. But they took excellent care of her. So I called because, unfortunately, I do feel, and Mary does too, unfortunately, that at some point she's not going to be able to be at home. She's going to have to be in a skilled nursing home. And since it has such a good reputation, it obviously has a waiting list. So I talked to the director there yesterday, and they suggested that we get on a list. And if for some reason her name comes up and she's not ready to go there, she'll stay on the list where she's at. They'll just go to the next one. And then the next time there's an opening, they'd come back to her first, and so on, for as long as it takes for her to get her proper care. So I'm going to talk to Mary about that today. But she has she wants to pay for July now. I don't know why, but I think she just wants to secure to make sure. Her husband's very iffy. Yes, he's going to go there. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. It's just, that's their 30-year marriage. That's how it's been for 30 years. That's the dynamics of their marriage. And I don't get into it. It's their marriage. They can decide what they want to do. And now he's in the mode that he's not going to go to the apartment. He's just going to put her in a nursing home. So I thought, well, it's better to put her on a list now at a good facility rather than wait till the last minute and then you take whatever's open. And usually the only thing that's open is people that give you really poor care. Since Mary complained to the director of nursing, she's been getting excellent care. And they take really good care of her. They make sure that she gets up and goes to the bathroom, which I don't understand the concept of telling her just to go in her pants and then they'll clean her. Like I've said all along, I would rather just bring somebody to the bathroom than have to clean up after them. But that's just me. So she's able to use that. She's able to get she's not allowed to get out of bed by herself, but she can get out of bed by herself if that makes any sense. She has to, call for a nursing staff or somebody to come down, make sure she doesn't fall, which she feels a little bit more secure with that. So I brought her some more clothes. Wouldn't you know, we bring her shorts, and now the weather's turning cold. It's supposed to be not cold, but cool. And then it's kind of cool in there. Oh, there was a dead deer. The filming looks kind of foggy today. I don't know. I think it's just because of the way the sun's hitting it. Yeah, it's just the way the sun's hitting it. But I have to pick up Alyssa from school today, and then I have to hang around her house for about half an hour because then I got to drive her to work at Taco Bell. And then tomorrow, Sophia is getting an award at an award ceremony in the afternoon for her work on student council. And so I won't be able to pick Alyssa up tomorrow, so I told her she's going to have to figure out a way to get home. And then, believe it or not, they get out of school next week. It's already June on Saturday. It's going to be June 1st. I say it every month, but how fast does the month go by? It's like, oh my gosh, it's just like, it just seemed like it was just May 1st, and now it's going to be June 1st. I think the older you get, the faster time goes by, because I know as a child I used to wait and wait and wait for something, and it just seemed like it was never going to come. Now it's here in a blink of an eye. It's just here right away. But I did watch MasterChef last night. I think it's going to be interesting. I like MasterChef. I like MasterChef Junior because even though Gordon Ramsay is always like a screamer at everybody and swearing and everything, he is so nice with the kids. He really is very helpful, and he really does his best to give them advice and stuff like that. Well, I don't think I'm going to watch anymore is Hell's Kitchen. I know it's like TV. I know it's like they tell them to do all of that. I just can't stand all the drama. Like, when American Idol was first out, I did enjoy it. But now it's so cocky that these kids and people or whoever that are on it just think that the sun and the moon set all around them and that they know more than the professionals that are trying to guide them on their way. So I just can't watch that anymore. So I don't watch any of those talent shows. Oh my gosh, I'm not coming home that way. Didn't even notice that before. It's a parking lot on that side. They're not even moving. Okay. Note to self, don't take the E-way home because it's not going to be clear. Well, it could be cleared up in a couple hours. I'm going to find an alternate route. That's for sure. Oh my gosh, it's as far as the eye can see, it's a parking lot. That only means that there was a fatality up there. But they took up all 3 lanes that nobody can get on or off. Oh, that's sad. Anyway, I'll have my daughter look. She has some kind of a app on her phone that tells her about the situation on all the roads. Because it's like you want to tell these people that are so far back, put your car in park, turn it off, save your gas. You're not moving for a while. Thankful that I'm getting off here and it wasn't on my side. Although, remember a couple weeks ago it was on my side. No, it's for as far as I can see. It's a parking lot. Hope they don't have to go to the bathroom. That's always my thought. Like when Edie, I think of you every time there's a train and I get caught by it, and I'm thinking, oh, Roman, why do you like this? And I always want to know, does one engine? Let me know, Edie, in the comments. Ask. I'm sure you know because you follow the trains anyhow too. But does only one engine? I know this makes no sense in my mind, but I kind of think that there's an engine, obviously at the beginning, that's pulling the train. But I'm wondering, is there some sort of an engine in the caboose that's pushing the train? Because when you count, like the other day, I was stuck and I thought I'm going to count these trains, or boxcars or whatever. And there was 137 of them, and I only saw one engine pulling it, and they were big and they were full. And I'm thinking, how can one engine be that powerful to pull that many cars? It's beyond my realm. It really is. But anyway, well, we still got another 15 minutes before we get to Mary's house, and I'm tired of babbling. But I probably will babble with you on the way home, let you know how her meeting went. So we'll talk again soon. And let me get you adjusted. We're not just leaving. We left Mary about half an hour ago, and I checked Waze to see if the expressway was cleared, and it said it was. So I proceeded to get on the expressway, and as soon as I got in, boop, stop. So it took me to go 1 mile, which is reminiscent of the last time we're going in the opposite direction. Took me 15 minutes to go 1 mile. So I got off at the Expressway, and the fastest route home, as silly as it is to travel back 10 minutes the opposite direction. Because if I would have went the other way, it's like all twists and turns, and I can't get back to my main roads without going through a lot of side streets and stuff like that. So my little half-hour drive to get home is now going to take me probably 45 minutes to an hour. This is ridiculous. And now everybody's on this main street, which is, if you're familiar with the area, Gratiot. Although when you call information, they call it Gratiot. It's French, Gratiot, but it's pronounced Gratiot. My kids loved it because we live by Gratiot. So they'd say, we live near Gratiot. And then if they were mad or something, they go, oh, Gratiot. We had to correct that right away. I said, that's still swearing when you're saying it like that. You mean it as a swear word. But Mary's went well. I was trying to reorganize her closet because she just got everything thrown in there. She's been in there now over a week. And I just thought it would be easier. And I was going through it. She's got like bags of dirty clothes in there. She's got like, I don't know how many bags of dirty clothes. So I was trying to straighten it out, put her shorts together, put her pajama bottoms together, put her regular pants, all of that, like so that it's easier for her when she gets in there. And then she wanted me to look for her body lotion, so I was looking for her body lotion, and then her occupational therapist came in. Christy was already there. She was just sitting there playing on her phone. And so then she says, so who's the enabler in this room? And I was thinking that who was taking care of all Mary's affairs, and that's Christy. And I said, her. And Christy says, oh, I am not the enabler. And the occupational therapist said, no, you were the enabler. And I go, well, how do you figure? She says, all the stuff you're doing, she can do. And I go, yeah. And she says, I know it's easier for you to do it, but she has to learn how to do it. And I go, yeah, I agree. I said, I was looking for her body lotion. She says, she could have done that. And I said, well, now that you say that, I agree with you. Yeah, she could have done that. So she says, oh, okay, so, what are we going to do? And I says, we're going to let Mary take care of everything from now on. So she says, oh, that's a good plan. Go ahead. I wrote you an invitation and everything. Okay. I guess I didn't hand deliver it. But anyway, so the occupational therapist says she's doing better. She's like dressing herself. She can dress herself, but not completely by herself because she can't stand alone. Somebody's got to stand by her while she's pulling up her pants and stuff like that. So they're still working on that. And then her physical therapist came in and said she's starting to walk again on her walker, which is good. So today she walked 60 feet one direction and 30 feet back, and then she got tired. So they followed behind her with a wheelchair. So she got tired in that, so they let her sit down, and then they wheeled her the rest of the way. And then the dietitian came in, and Mary had specifically said she doesn't like eggs and she doesn't like cranberry juice. And for the first couple of days, they lived up to that, but now they bring her eggs and they bring her cranberry juice. So the dietitian said, well, we're going to have to lodge a complaint. Mary says, well, I don't want to lodge a complaint because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. And she says, no, it's just the way that all the managers of all the shifts are aware of what's going on. So she did that so that she won't get eggs or cranberry juice, supposedly, anymore. And then the nursing staff came in and asked about at home if she had it before. And we said, yeah, she did have nurses and physical therapists come to the house. And so she said, well, you can have us follow through, and we would come to the house. And Mary says, well, I would like that because I like working with the same person. And so then the physical therapist says, but you can't keep us. And Mary says, oh, I thought I could own you like a slave. She says, no, you can't. And then they just kind of chuckled about that. And then the director or something, what are the plans? And I said, well, for now the plans are for her to go to her own apartment and go there. And but I said, I'm talking to a facility, Church of Christ. She says, oh, that's a very good facility. I says, yeah, I know. I want to put her on a waiting list. I know she's not going there for months, but we know that there's a long waiting list, and we want to put her on the list. And they said that you could facilitate that, the transfer and everything when it's needed to put her on the list and that. And she says, oh, no, definitely. I'll give them your phone number if they have any questions. She says, so we'll put her on a list. And I says, well, I would really appreciate that. And then she says, well, she's getting better. Hopefully that, we're glad that she chose us to come back to, but we don't like when patients come back because we'd like to think that, they're back on their ways to their own lifestyle that they had before. And I said, well, that's the goal. That's always the goal. And Mary said, well, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And she was dressed when I got in there today, although she had shorts and a T-shirt on. It's like 62 degrees right now, so it's not shorts and T-shirt weather. But at least she got dressed. Before she was just like laying in her hospital gown all the time, not even getting in her pajamas. So I did bring her some new pajamas today. And I had all of her dirty clothes on a bag, and I was ready to bring them. And then her asshole husband shows up. He's an ass. I shouldn't say things bad negatively. I try my best to like him, but everything is all about him. It's all his worries, his woes, his aches, his pains, his hardships, all of this. Nothing about Mary. And originally, I had told him, because I pick him up and bring him because he doesn't drive. So I've driven him to the hospital. You know this. I've told you this. I've driven him to the hospital. I've taken him grocery shopping. I've taken him to Sam's Club to pick up his prescriptions. I've taken him anywhere he wanted. He needed to get a part for his bike. I brought him to get a part for his bike. Anywhere he wanted to go, I would bring him. And so I called him on Tuesday, because originally when I dropped my car off, they said it wasn't going to be ready until late Thursday afternoon. So I called him and I said, I'm not going to see Mary on Thursday because I won't have a car, but I'll pick you up on Friday. Well, then him and Mary got into some big, huge fight yesterday because supposedly, it's all about Don. I know I shouldn't be ranting on him, but, I'm tired of covering for him. I really am. So nobody helps him. He's all on his own. None of her sisters. She's only got two, me and Denise. Denise will never pick him up because they've never gotten along ever in their lives. But so she says, your sisters don't pick me up. They leave me on my own. They know I can't. I fall off my bike and blah 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 blah. All about me. All about me. And so he says, and I'm tired of dealing with them, and I can't make any decisions. Well, I'm your husband, and they make all the decisions, which is a lie. We tell Mary what's going on, and she makes the decision. And it's just, this whole thing is just like a fiasco. And so originally, the whole argument started was because last week when she was just laying like a lump, I told Don, I said, I can't see you paying for another month for her apartment if you're not planning on moving with her. And if she's like this, I said, but you have until tomorrow. You have until next Friday to decide, because you got to give a 30-day notice because it's a month-to-month lease. I said, you have 30 days to decide. And let's take a chance. Columbus did. See if I can get back on the expressway up here. So I said, let's wait until next Thursday to make a decision on whether or not you want to pay for another month of apartment. Well, then he told Mary yesterday, well, they're making all the decisions for you on that. And he says, and I don't want to pay for another month. We can't afford it, blah, 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 and all this. So he says, I'm just going to put you in a nursing home. Whatever, Don, whatever. So then I don't want them paying the bills because Christy was paying all Mary's bills for her. I don't want them paying the bills. I want to pay the bills. They're stealing my money, blah, blah, all that. So he had given me a bunch of money to put in the bank last week. A lot of money. It was a lot of money. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was $7,500 he gave me to put in the bank, and I put it in the bank. Well, he can't find what I did with the money. I stole his $7,500. So Sandy stole my $7,500. Everywhere I look, it's not in there, blah, blah, blah. So thankfully, I still had the receipt that I hadn't given to Mary because somehow she loses it. Oh, okay. It looks like I can get on. Yeah, it looks clear. I found the receipt in the little bag that he gave me all the money in. I put the receipt in the bag. I thought, I told Mary, I'm tired of dealing with him. So I went there for the meeting. Christy was there for a little bit. Then she had to leave because she had to go to the dentist. And then who walks in? Don with his friend. And then he sits in the chair next to me and completely turns his back to me. Moves the chair so his back is facing me. So he's not even having to acknowledge that I'm in the room. And so then I said, so you're mad at me? Well, all I know is you're a effing liar. And I go, what are you talking about? Well, you said you weren't coming up to see Mary today, but look, here you are. You're looking and you're talking to Mary, and I had to find my own way here. And I said, Don, and I said, my car, I didn't expect it to get fixed, and it got fixed, and I picked it up, and I'm over here now, and so I don't know what else to tell you. I said, obviously you found a way to get here, so you didn't really need me to bring you, so I don't know what the big problem is. Well, I'm just tired. You steal my money. And I said, Don, the receipt is right there in that bag. There's the money for your, I didn't take any of your money. I haven't taken a dime from Mary. She lived with me for over a week, and you know what? I didn't charge her not a penny because she's my sister, and that's what you do. You take care of family. You don't pay anybody. And I said, I'm just tired of dealing with you. And so she says, well, we're not gonna have this discussion in front of Mary because you're upsetting her. And I go, like you don't upset her. He says, well, I don't call and cause arguments. I said, Don, you call her. Well, I was swearing, but I'm not going to tell you how I swore. But you can get an idea because I've told you I'm like a sailor. My father said I would put a sailor to shame. And so I started, and his friend was just sitting there. He didn't even introduce me to his friend. His friend came over and says, hi, my name is Chris. I said, well, I'm Mary's sister, Sandy. And then he says, well, it's nice to meet you. And, like he had a little conversation with Mary. And then Don lit into me about, like he says, well, you never do anything for me. I go, who brought you to the grocery store? Who brings you to the doctor? Who brings you to the hospital to see Mary? Who brings you here every time you go? Well, you lied and said you couldn't bring me today. And I go, oh my God. And I said, who calls her 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day and says, I'm going to get a divorce? Who said she's going to put her in a nursing home? Who said she doesn't want to be bothered with her? That's you. That's you. He says, well, I can't be an effing angel like you. And I go, compared to me, compared to you, everybody's an effing angel. There's no way in hell that you're going to ever get to heaven. I know that sounds very unchristian, but I was so mad at him. And he says, well, now you're going to upset Mary. And I go, I'm sorry, Mary, I know I upset you. I said, but I'm going to leave now so he can continue the upsetting because he's going to rant and rave about me the whole time he's here. He's going to complain. And I said, and you know what? He's going to call you 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times today to complain about me. Complain about Denise. Complain about Christy. Complain about Mike. Complain about, oh, buddy, you know what? If you weren't going so freaking fast, you wouldn't have rear-ended me. I almost got rear-ended. There's blinker lights everywhere. There's construction everywhere. It's a work zone, and he almost went up my butt. That's why I don't like to drive. And I shouldn't drive when I'm angry, because I'm very angry right now. But Mary will call me later after he leaves, I know that. But I'm just tired of dealing with the man. This is her marriage, this is her dynamic, and I want what's best for my sister, I really do. And I don't want to overstep my bounds because it's their marriage, it's for them to decide. But I just can't sit back idly when I see how badly he's treating her. Emotionally. Not physically, emotionally. Because he's emotionally abusing her. And now he's losing his tiny little bit of control he had over her, and it's scaring him. Because he always had some kind of threatening control over her. And for some reason, Mary's standing up to him now, and he does not like it. He does not like it at all. And so when I got there today, she said, you have my checkbook? And I go, yes, I do. And she says, I want you to go over to that place and pay July's rent. And I said, Mary, I don't want to get in the middle of it. She says, no, I'm going to write the check and I'm going to give it to you and I want you to go bring it over. I'm paying for July. Whether he moves with me or not, I am going to have that. She says, it's my money, not his, because he doesn't have any money. He's never really worked. He's worked like part-time at Sears and part-time at Montgomery Ward's. The whole time I've known him, and I've known him for over 30 years, he's never had a regular steady job where he's going to have he hardly gets any Social Security. They live on Mary's income. Mary's a legal secretary, so she makes really good money. But, they're spending all my money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm so sick of them. I'm just so sick of them. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is like a really long video, and it's mostly a complaining and bitching video. And I so apologize, but I feel better now that I got it off my chest. I can't really tell Jim because Jim holds grudges. I don't really hold a grudge, and who's to know? Maybe next week I'll forgive him and try to get along with him. Right now, that answer is going to be no. But I'm going to pray really hard on it. And but I probably can tell you with 100% certain. Well, I should say 100. I'm going to say 99% certainty. I'm no longer picking that man up to bring him to go see Mary. He doesn't need to go see Mary unless he wants to get on pedal his little ass on his bicycle over there. Get there. He's not that far. And even like when we were saying about moving her into this other place, he was bitching about that. It's less than a mile from his house. Where she's at now is a good, I would say, 10 miles from his house. But he's got to ride his bike 10 miles to get to her. So we were trying to find a place that was within a mile, less than a mile from his house. Oh, now you're butting in. You're taking care of all Marys. You're not letting me make any decision. Nah, nah, nah. So what do you want to do, Don? Well, I don't know. We just want to put her in a nursing home. I go, which nursing home? I don't know. You decide. Okay, now I'm getting ridiculous. All right. It feels better to get it off my chest. It really does. So I'm going to end it at this because it's like, ah. But I'm almost home, almost an hour later, or a half-hour drive, and all the nuts are out, so I want to get off the road until I have to go pick up Alyssa from school. So I will calm down, I promise you. I shouldn't have been driving in a rage like I was. But fairly good news for Mary's meeting. I'm just so glad he wasn't there for that, because it would have been all about him. But okay, I'm getting started again. Stop it, Sandy, stop it! Just stop it! All right, that's it. Talk to you guys tomorrow.